Welcome to PMPA's Final Cut of the Week, where we share important information you may have missed while you were making essential parts. I'm Renee Merker.
And I'm Kate Corella-Smith, and this is what you need to know for the week ending March 15, 2024. CPI increased 0.4% in February over the previous month, which met expectations. Year over year, CPI rose 3.2%. This is the highest month-over-month number since August 2023. Even though the actual increase has settled around the 3% range, we still have a way to go to get to the target of 2% if the month-over-month numbers remain stubbornly high.
NFIB Optimism Index came in at 89.4, just below expectations of 90.7, which is the lowest level in 9 months. Businesses with open positions they could not fill dropped to 37% seasonally adjusted, the lowest level since January 2021. Our take? Pessimism in the political climate is weighing on this survey. The drop in unfilled open positions is a positive sign that the labor market supply strain is easing for now.
New orders for manufactured durable goods in January were down 3 of the last 4 months and decreased 6.1%. Shipments of manufactured durable goods in January were down 4 of the last 5 months, decreasing 0.9%, which followed a 0.6% December decrease. Transportation led the declines in both cases. Our take? PMPA's Business Trends Report for January 2024 increased 2.8%, despite our work product largely consumed by durable goods markets. We believe that our index leads durable goods. Without our components, they can't ship.
In the most recent survey, JOLTS job openings dropped by 26,000 to 8.863 million openings. This is the lowest level in 3 months and further evidence that the pool of available talent is increasing, if at least temporarily. Unfilled positions should start becoming easier to fill. Demographically, we are still headed toward less workers than open positions in the long run.
Small business sentiment, measured by the National Federation of Small Business, fell in February, according to their report published March 12, 2024. The Optimism Index fell to 89.4, its 26th straight month below its 50-year average of 98, and its lowest level since May 2023. The big news? Higher prices and interest costs replaced labor quality as the top concern of respondents. Labor quality, as the single most important issue, fell 5 points to 16%, its lowest level since April 2020, during the onset of COVID-19. 23% of small business owners reported inflation as their most important problem, according to the report. It is important to remember that these indicators are subordinate to actual bookings and sales data, but keep them in mind to see how advantaged your shop is compared to the broader manufacturing sector. PMPA's last monthly Business Trends Index remains positive.
In case you missed it, here are the hot topics from PMPA's ListServe Communities this week. Induction hardening vendors, DFARS compliance, assistance with New Britain repair and troubleshooting, machining tantalum, Fusion 360, for CNC, and TAR U.S. person compliance best practices. PMPA members can ask or answer questions on our powerful ListServe communities found at pmpa.org.
On this week's Speaking of Precision podcast, Miles Free, Carly Kistler-Miller, and David Wynn discuss the factors needed to create and implement a strategic plan. This podcast and our Speaking of Suppliers podcast can be found on major podcast platforms or on pmpa.org.
Now it's time for our weekly tip. Tool life can vary when machining carbon and alloy steels, despite the use of our best technology and our efforts to control our processes. To learn the 6 factors that can affect tool life in your shop, go to pmpa.org's Knowledge Centers or Final Cut of the Week.
And that's our take on what you need to know for the week ending March 15, 2024. For additional information and links about any of the topics discussed today, go to pmpa.org and click on Final Cut of the Week.
Thanks for checking in. We'll see you next Friday.
believe that our index down 3 of the last 4 months and 9.4, its 26th